Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Sports Against the Grain. I know I'm about 2 days, 3 days late on this video. My bad, y'all. But the reason why I'm late is because I actually attended this football game Monday night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Diego Chargers in Inglewood. If y'all ever go to SoFi, man, don't ever eat at Lee Caribbean off of Prairie Ave, man. Some of the worst Caribbean food I ever had my entire life, bro. I went out there with my pops. He had some season tickets to a co-worker, so we ended up sitting in a pretty decent 300 level section. And I tell you, man, the atmosphere was lit. It felt like a Philadelphia home game. And another reason why I've been taking a while to do this video is because, I've been pretty upset with the team losing. I've been sipping my Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog, and ironically, the Eagles' offensive coordinator got his house egged down last week because of his horrible play calling. But anyways, man, I'm gonna get into the chase. So as we know now, the Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19 in this overtime game. It was a defensive minded game. At the end of the first quarter, it was 3-7 San Diego, or I'm sorry, Inglewood Chargers. And one thing I noticed from the beginning of the game was that the Eagles weren't capitalizing. The very first play of the game, Jalen Hurts threw a nice streak pass to AJ Brown, aka the crybaby bitch boy, and he dropped the ball. Should have had a touchdown, man. And that was just the beginning of a disaster. So the first quarter, like I said, was decent, 7-3 Chargers. Then the second quarter, whew, man, this is where it got bad. Hurts threw two interceptions in the second quarter. The first one what was caught by Hand, the D tackle on the Chargers. And what was crazy, when Hand got the ball, he was running and got hit and fumbled the ball. Jalen Hurts recovers the ball that he just got picked off from Hand, and then he fumbles the ball, and the Chargers get it. So Hurts had an interception, a fumble recovery, and a fumble, two turnovers in one play. I've never seen nothing like this my entire life. It was just a disaster waiting to happen, man. And then he threw another pick later on in the quarter. Jackson ended up, picking that off. And for the game, he ended up throwing for 240 yards, but he threw 40 times. And I gotta give it to Justin Herbert, man. He only had 139 yards. He was 12 for 26. But he was sacked 7 times. The Eagles defense came through to play, and so did keep saying San Diego, so did LA's defense. And just going down the second quarter, no teams scored a touchdown. Each team's field goal kicker ended up making a field goal. And Jake Elliott, the Eagles field goal kicker, ended up missing a costly chip shot right before the half ended. So the Chargers were up 10-6 at halftime. Should have been 10-9. And then the third quarter, neither team scored a touchdown. But another thing that happened in that first half, Saquon Barkley had a couple big runs. He ended up finishing the game with 122 yards off 20 carries. And the play calling has just not been consistent with the Eagles, man. He after those two big runs, Saquon was getting like 4 yard gains sometimes, like 8 or 9. But for the most part, he was halted. And this Chargers defense is ranked number 4 in the NFL with total defense, number 5 with pass defense, and 10 in points per game. And they give up 20.8 after Monday night, and the Eagles only scored 19, man. You know what, bro? And then heading into the fourth quarter, Saquon scored a big touchdown run. And if you bet under on Saquon, you officially had lost your money, man. One of my homeboys called and asked if Saquon's going to go over or under on 75 yards. And, you know, he told me later he bet, over because I told him under because the Eagles been playing so bad. But anyways, man, yeah, I got to give it to the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert pretty much played with one hand. He had broken his hand a week before against the Vegas Raiders. He had it surgically repaired a week before this game. And there's a couple plays where he landed on his hand, or one of the Eagles did, and he got up like nothing happened, man. I gotta give props when it's due, man. Just amazing, bro. And in that fourth quarter, Hurts connected with AJ Brown two more times, and Brown dropped the ball two more times. The first one was in the end zone. They had a chance to actually score another touchdown, and he got tackled and he dropped the ball and went out of bounds. And then the third time, Hurts threw the ball, ended up being like deflected by AJ Brown, and it ended up being picked off, man, by Hart. And I didn't mention Hart, also was part of the reason why we lost the game in overtime, because he had tipped the ball when Hurts is going to throw another touchdown in the Chargers red zone, and Hart ended up tipping that ball, and Jefferson caught it in overtime. Game over, man. And so many people are saying that Hurts is trash. Hurts is trash. Well, he is. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. He's playing like crap, bro. I think he tripled his interception totals for the season. Because let me look this up, bro, because he had four picks on Monday night, man. And where is it, man? I'm just gonna look this up real quick. Because he was really protecting the ball really good. Yeah, bro. So entering this game, he only had two picks on the year, and now he has six. So he tripled his interception total on the year. And is offensive coordinator really calling bad plays? Like, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. Because Hurts is not that type of quarterback. Why are you throwing 40 times? I get it, because Saquon is not having a great year. He's not, the offensive coordinator is not making it unpredictable to set up the run game. It's just simple little, single back, little 3 yard carries. Like, they don't use the wildcat. They don't use the pistol that much. They don't really do no reverses, no flea flickers. So I understand it, but Hurts is not going to be the quarterback that's going to throw for 300 plus yards a week. And that's why A.J. Brown's bitching like a damn baby. And it pisses me off because A.J. Brown had exactly 100 yards on six catches. And isn't it funny that the Eagles lose three games in a row and AJ Brown is balling out with his third consecutive game with 100 yards or more? But a lot of people are looking at me sideways when I'm saying the Eagles need to get rid of this guy. And they're not Eagle fans, not me. They're not looking at what's going on. When the Eagles were on a 4 game win streak to start the season, he was complaining to social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, even to the media, saying, "Oh, don't bet on me, or don't pick me on your team or whatever for fantasy." And they were winning, and he was complaining because he wasn't getting his yards. And we all know AJ Brown's a top 5 wide receiver, man, no question. But Hurts is not that guy if you want the stat pad and be a future Hall of Famer as a wide receiver. And isn't it funny that he hasn't said a word, these past couple weeks, because he's been getting his numbers, but yet the Eagles lose to Dallas right before Thanksgiving, and they lose to Chicago the day after Thanksgiving. I'll give him this. He took accountability, as well as Jalen Hurts, about how horrible both of them played. But yeah, man, I think he needs to go. He's getting paid over $30 million. The Eagles are stuck with this clown. If any of y'all think that AJ Brown is right, then you're just as biased as he is, man. Because there's no I in the word team. He spells team TIEM. You know, It's just crazy, man. He literally is a selfish dude, man. It's just sad, bro. And it's a shame because now the Eagles are 2 games ahead of the Cowboys for the division. And if you look at the Chargers, they're 2 games behind Broncos for their division. And I just want to get this off my chest. Sorry for being late, y'all. I know the Falcons and the Buccaneers play tonight on Thursday Night Football. And you know, the Eagles are gonna play the Vegas Raiders in Philly on Sunday. And I believe the Chargers they play who they play. I think they play the Chiefs. That's right. So they play the Chiefs on Sunday. So you know what I'm saying. But that's all I gotta say. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Shout out to the Chargers defense. They did their thing. They held it down. Well, until next time, Sports Against the Grain. I'm out.